Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cover Band Central official podcast number 221. I'm Steve Witchell in New Orleans.
Yeah, Tony B coming to you from New Jersey. What's happening?
Yeah. It's been a few weeks, huh?
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Since we've done this. Yeah, so, dude, I've been super busy. I don't know about you, but
SB, super busy. Yeah, I've been super busy too.
yeah.
So let's talk about super busy, Steve. What have you been up to?
Well, we're just ramping up playing on the weekends and doing 9 sets, 10 sets on a Friday and or Saturday.
Nice. Very nice.
We've been starting at 2. We were doing 3:30, and then stopping at like 10, whatever. And now we're starting back up at 2 again and go until like 10. So long day, my friend, on
Yeah, and
stage.
that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I posted about there was one night that we did 10 sets, and I posted about it in the Cover Band Central group, and most people were like, "No way, man! I would never do that." or like, you better have gotten paid $10,000 for that. Like, yeah, no.
Well, think about it. It's 8 hours worth of work, right? So 10 sets makes sense.
Yeah, 45-minute sets. We run them in a row, consecutive sets, like 3 or 4 at a time. Generally, that's how they refer to it. That's how we get paid, is per set, and a set is 45 minutes, according to the powers that be.
So you'll play for approximately maybe 3 hours and then take a break?
Yes, generally about 3 hours, which is 4 sets,
Nice.
and then take a break. It's not too bad. You get used to it. It is kind of, I probably said this before, it's very boot camp like. If you can do that job, you can go get a job anywhere. If you can do it well, anyway.
Sure.
Because it's long days. You really get a lot of playing in. You get good at your instrument, whatever it is, because you're just doing it a lot.
Yeah, so out of those 8 hours, right? So it's in 3-hour blocks, you figure? So 3 hours, take a break, another 3 hours, and then what? Another break, and then another set, and you're done?
Sometimes we do take a second break. Sometimes we don't. We just roll right through and do like 6 sets. So 4.5 hours
Yeah.
straight. If it's
So
busy Friday night, Saturday night, and there's people in the room and they're dancing, they're drinking, and they're tipping the band, then yeah, we're just going to keep playing.
yes, that's a solid 12 hours a weekend. It's almost 50 hours a month practicing the craft.
Yeah. And I still suck, whatever. Like, I'm like,
Hey, I just play more, man.
I was watching
Not playing enough.
the latest Rick Beato interview with Charles Berto. I don't know how to say his last name. Bertode. It's not Bertode, but do you know who I'm talking about? The YouTube bass player?
No. Charles, the slap guy?
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but I know the slap apocalypse.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He's just incredible. I mean, he's an amazing musician. He knows music extremely well. He's got incredible discipline and technique and creative ideas and humility too. He did this interview with Rick Beato, and it was great, man. I watched that last night, and he's showing a couple exercises that he does. Like, he does this double thumb thing, and they were talking about how Victor Wooten does it, and some other cats do it, where it's a downstroke and an upstroke with your thumb. So it just with your thumb. And he had an exercise that he's like, I made up this exercise, and he played it, and it's just a pretty straight groove, quarter note groove, but he's just doing the double thumb, and he adds in a little pickup in there, and then he moves up a string and then up a string, and it looks so easy. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's not something. I'm not a slap guy, really.
Yeah,
I
right.
can do it, but that's not my thing. But I was like, okay, that looks easy. I got to go sit down and try and do this. And I'm doing it, and I'm like, holy cow, this is not it's
Yeah.
not easy. So I
Well,
just went,
it's muscle memory though, you know?
yeah. So I broke it down because I was trying to actually play the groove with my thumb and all that, and I couldn't get it. And his timing is impeccable too. So I was just really trying to be right on that groove, and I was not playing it clean. So then I would decided, okay, I'm just going to play it rhythmically, no notes, just play it rhythmically on the strings, and then do that with a metronome. So I put in the click without him playing, and I just did it for like 10 minutes straight, just which
Mm.
I don't which is great practice technique, and that's something that everybody should be doing. I'm sure you do things like that all the time, but I don't really. I know I have, but I don't lately anyway. So that was like, okay, this is something brand new I got to do, that I got to learn.
No, and the consistency, man, you just gotta do it every day, you know? And then
Hmm.
that's where the practice comes in like anything else, you know? But if you did it every day, in a month, you'd be, pretty astute at it, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Your body would be programmed, your mind would recognize it, your muscles would be synchronized, the muscle memory aspect of it. Because like anything, it's just, you have to just practice it, and some things take longer than others, and some
Hmm.
things you'll pick up faster too, depending on what it is, technique-wise.
Right. So yeah, I got to practice that today and
Yep,
every day. Just that one exercise. That
that's it.
seems so simple if you're just listening to it, like, "Oh, it's just right in the pocket. Ooh, easy."
Easy, man, easy peasy.
But no, you gotta teach your body, your machine to do that thing,
Yep. But that's
even
the
though you
brilliance of it, man, is that we can assimilate and learn
right?
and do that, right? It's like you just gotta train yourself to do it.
Yeah.
You just need the discipline to actually sit down and do it, but you'd be remarkably surprised, I think, at, what you're actually capable of accomplishing if you
Well,
actually have
yeah.
discipline and do it.
Yeah, I mean, we got this far, right?
That's right,
Somehow doing things like that.
and if we were
So
more disciplined, we'd probably be this far half as time ago.
right, right. Like, this guy's young. He's
Yeah.
gotta be in his 20s, late 20s maybe. And boy, is he good. And he's got a channel too that is really just instructional tutorial stuff for bass players. And I was like, okay, I got to go through this and teach it like a course, or treat it like a course and go in and just learn this stuff. Because that's really what I want to do. I'm working so much, dude, on Cover Band Central, the radio station, the page, the group, everything. And but I was
You gotta
doing that
you gotta
last.
do some Steve time.
Oh yeah, I was doing that last night. I was like, I would rather just be doing this than any of that other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I wish that other stuff could all be on autopilot and I could just go sit and play bass for 8 hours.
Yeah, just practice, play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's such a fun that's one of the joys, dude, I think, and it, of being a musician, of doing this, is there's constant rediscovery, constant growth, constant joy and life and
Oh, yeah, it's lifelong learning. You
newness.
can never learn everything there is to learn or master everything there is to master. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, which makes it just an ongoing fun experience. Never ends.
But like you said, the discipline is the key, with any of that stuff. As long as you can maintain a consistent schedule of practicing, then like you said, you'd be amazed at what you can really accomplish. But it does take time. But if you put in the time, once you achieve the goal or you reach a certain level of, proficiency, you don't lose it as long as you maintain it. You can continue to build on it, but it's not like if you don't play for a month, you'll lose it. You know, you may have to,
Mhm.
if you didn't play for a month, you may have to work on it for a week to get it back again, but it wouldn't be gone like all your time that you invested. So as long as it's just maintenance once you get it to that level. So it's like anything else. It's like it's harder to get in shape than it is to maintain being in shape.
Right.
Physically, like if you're overweight, you want to lose weight. Once you trim down or you get to your target goal, your weight, it's easier to maintain than it is harder to get there. Once you're there, it's very easy to also slip back to your old self if you stop exercising and just eat poorly. You know, in
Yeah.
6 months, that will go by very quickly. You'll be right back to where you started. After a year of working out, we'll say. So you can definitely go backwards, quicker than you will go forward. But once you go forward, those gains are, they're yours to keep.
Right. Yeah, I've learned that recently with my keto thing where I lost like 25 pounds, and
Yep.
gained a couple back, but I'm just maintaining where I'm at, and it's easier, way easier than it was to get to this point. Although I felt like it was fairly easy to get to this point too because of the discipline and because of how badly I wanted it.
Mhm.
So that's a big part of that feeds the discipline. That's the driving force. You have to want it really bad. You have to feel it, like what it's like. What is it like to play that bass line? What is it like to know that song? You got to feel that first, and then the discipline follows because you're like, there's the finish line. Now I have to get there.
Yeah, an exciting thing is too, once you build up your vocabulary and your chops and your proficiency, uh, it elevates your creativity as well because you've now broken through another barrier where you have more tools at your disposal and more ideas that you can actually implement, and you can actually execute on instead of just having them in your mind.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff, man. It's really fun. Um, Music. I never get tired of it. All of this. I never get tired of it. Thank
No,
God.
the passion that keeps us alive, Steve.
Yeah. It's fun. Those are long hours, yeah, on the weekend, but I love playing the bass guitar. I just love the way it feels, the way it sounds, what it does in the music. Um, I love the instrument. I picked the right instrument somehow when I was 15 years old.
Or maybe the instrument picked you, Steve.
Maybe. It may have, because I was really kind of put in that situation where it's like, all right, guitar player, drummer. All right, I'll get a bass.
There you go.
Yeah, before I knew anything.
And here we are, Steve, 5
And
years
here we
later.
are in 2024.
5 years later.
Yes.
Come a lo
So
come a
so
long
you've
way in
been
5 years, Steve. I gotta give you credit.
thank you.
You
So
learned a
you've been
lot here.
busy, you said you've been playing?
Yeah, we're just wrapping up, like, the summer concert series of all these town gigs and outdoor festivals, and, we played another one, just over the weekend. We played at Penning's, their Apple Fest,
Oh,
big orchard, like, and it was crazy too because it's been raining up here a lot, right? And I'm sure we could talk about Hurricaneville down by you, but
yeah,
we've been getting a lot.
we didn't get anything, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we've been getting residual from all the rain that's been coming up. So it's been like sketchy. Like it'll rain a little bit, then it's nice, and it rains again. So it's like the weather's on and off, on and off. So past couple of weekends we played out. It was good weather, beautiful weather. We played Big Brewery up in Chester, Tin Barn, outdoors, outside, beautiful stage. They just renovated their outdoor area where the band plays. So it was like cool, larger stage area. Uh, you know, allowed us to set up a little more unconventionally instead of having, drums in the center and everyone kind of spread out in front. It was like if you were looking at the stage, the drums were in the left, off to the left in the back, and then Cole was right in front of me. Then the lead singer was in the middle, and then the rest of the guys were dispersed. So it was kind of like offset, which was like Zebra used to set up, to like
Ah, yes,
offset.
zebra.
So that was cool. That was a lot of
I
fun.
love those kind of fall outdoor gigs,
Yeah, like when we used to do the
brewery,
Oktoberfest,
orchard.
remember you would come and we'd hang out, yeah,
Ah,
but
it's just my
so
favorite, man.
we got to enjoy, like, a fall day, and it was kinda warm, but then this past weekend, it was rainy all week. It was really crappy weather, and then Friday
I
it
don't
rained.
consider that crappy weather, by the way,
Yeah.
but
Well, no,
go
but
on.
to play outdoors, it is,
Yeah, I
w
suppose.
without a cover, right? Because some of these gigs we play is just open air. Like, it's a big stage, but you don't have any type of protection. So,
Right.
long story short, we went to, it was kinda sketchy weather on Saturday, so then we said, "Okay," and then it rained, and then Sunday, we had a gig, and it was sketchy weather again, and, we talked to the owner of the orchard, and he said, "No, we had people yesterday, we're planning on doing it, so we're gonna keep on with the gig." And, dude, I got there, a couple hours before to start setting up with the sound guy, and it was like a misty rain, like a misty,
Mhm.
and, just like where everything gets wet, but it's not really raining, it's just kinda damp and crappy, and there was
Right.
probably, almost 100 people there when I got there already, and by
Okay.
the time we went on to play, there was, like, several hundred people there. In the rain, didn't matter, it was a little misty, it stopped raining by the time we went on. We were undercover as well, um, and the people stayed right to the end, it was really good,
There
and
you go.
and then it didn't rain until that evening, so it held off. And then, of course, today was, like, beautiful, sunny, like, ideal, fall weather, like, picture perfect.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm with you, man. Fall's, like, one of my favorite times of year when, our good friend Chambo used to have his Oktoberfest party. You used to come up, or if you were in
Yeah.
town, we'd come by, and, that was always a great, hang, like you
That
said.
was a great time. We tried to resurrect it,
Yes,
many years ago, and
fall weather, fire pits, like, now the 'tis the season.
yeah, we did. I had a campaign to try to resurrect this, which didn't
Yeah, and we
happen.
talked about it last year. We were all gung ho to do it, and then like everything else, summer comes, we start talking about it, and then it falls off the radar, and then all of a sudden it's Labor Day, and it's like, yeah, we missed the boat again,
Yeah.
you know, because that was a great party. That was a couple of hundred people, kegs, fire pits,
Yeah,
uh, ice luges, all
but
the
yeah,
homemade food. I mean, it's awesome.
yes.
It's a great
Yeah,
time.
good times. I will be up in New Jersey next week, so I'll get to experience some of the weather.
Next week, Steve, what are you coming up for?
I'm coming up for Funny Rama 6, which is a mini book convention thrown by my friend Funny Steve.
Yeah, funny
And I've
Steve.
been a part of this every time he does it. I help him out. I do the music. I do the like announcements and sound effects when he does his little
Sideshow.
comedy stuff. Sideshow Steve, yes. So I'll be up there. I'm only there for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's all going to be basically just doing that
This
stuff.
coming weekend?
No, the following weekend,
The following
11th.
weekend, 11th, 11th, so
Yes,
okay, 11th, 12th, 13th.
yeah.
Cool.
So right in the heart of October, so I'll get to experience some Jersey weather for 3 days,
Nice.
which is nice. Yeah. And then I'm coming back the next day on Monday. My buddy is playing Brent Arcement as a drummer, and he's playing with Mike Tramp from White Lion.
Mhm.
Um, Mike Tramp's been touring, doing White Lion stuff, and he's playing drums. And they'll be here on the 14th at a place called Southport Music Hall.
Nice.
And so as soon as I get back from Jersey, I'm going to go see that. That'll be cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And
Super talented dude.
you'll have no free time when you're in Jersey. You'll be in Comic Central.
I yeah. I most likely. I mean, I'm not going to have a car.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, and there's a lot of prep work to do for it, especially on Saturday. Maybe not as much on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know. We'll keep in
Okay,
touch.
you keep me advised.
Are you playing? Do you know?
No, I'm not. I'm now, like I said, I just played this past weekend, and now I have, my lead guitar player is going away. He's on vacation for the next week and a half, so we have rehearsal tomorrow night to go over a bunch of stuff, and then I think he comes back on the 19th, and we play on the 20th.
There you go. All right.
So I got 2 weekends off, which is fine. I've played, like, every single weekend, so I could use a weekend off just to get caught up on stuff and do my own stuff, you know?
Sure. Sure. Right on.
Yeah, so it's been good. Been mixing up the kit configuration, which is always fun. So I switched from I had the blue kit behind me. Now I got the black white stripe kit behind me. So I got the blue kit out. That's currently, on the gig circuit for these outdoor gigs, just because it sounds so great, and it's beautiful and it's just awesome. But it's a lot
Hmm.
to set up. So I'm debating. I'm thinking of potentially stripping down to, like, 5 piece,
Wow.
and just trying that for the balance of the gigs for the rest of the year. You know, because there's no more outdoor big gig festivals, to bring, like, the big, robust, beautiful drum set. So for some of these indoor gigs, I think I'm gonna downsize a little bit and see. Plus, it'll be fun because it's just, I don't know how it is for, bass players and people that play strung instruments, but, you reconfigure drums, it makes you play completely different,
Sure.
you
Yeah. I
know?
mean, you change anything about your gear, you're going to approach it differently.
Yeah, probably like a 4 string to a 5 string, or,
Hmm.
active pickup versus non-active pickup. It's just you play differently, it'll make you, think differently. So that's kinda cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. That's why people always try to buy new gear. They want new gear because they're like, "Ah, if I get new gear, I'll be better."
Yeah, not always the case, right? But if you do sound better, you definitely will. Like, perfect example. So Cole bought a guitar. He treated himself. He bought not the Gibson, model of Alex Lifeson's guitar, but I guess the Epiphone model. So it's like the $1,200 model versus the $6,000 model. But it's got active pickup, piezo pickups, got all these features to it, whatever. So when he got it, he was like, "Wow, this is like a real workhorse guitar. It replaces a lot of the other guitars I have. It does a lot of multifunctional things, you know." And he was like, "And it plays really well, but I want to get it set up like the action's not really 100% on it. The fret, there was one fret that had a little fret buzz on it, whatever." So he took it in to his buddy and got it tuned up at the guitar shop place, and when he got it back, he said, like, "Oh my god, like, it plays unbelievable, the action," and like he said, it makes you just not have to think about playing, and it makes you just think about creating, because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
free, you know?
yeah.
So, when
That's
your instrument doesn't constrain you, it's definitely, like you said, a way beneficial thing.
That's funny because it's, that guy Charles, bass player, in that interview with Rick Beato, said almost the same thing about the freedom and the
Mm,
how it opens you up creatively.
yeah.
So he's got that beautiful, like, Schecter, you don't know because you haven't seen him, but, yeah, he's got some great gear.
Nice.
Um, yeah. So I've been working on the radio station. Have I sent you the link?
You have not.
Alright. I'm gonna have to do that so you can check it out. So this is a new project. Have I talked about it with you?
WSWR. No.
No. Have I talked about it with you or no?
Mm.
The radio station?
Yeah, we're having Tony time.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, the memory goes.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
it's a distant blur, Steve. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, true. But, yeah, I've been loading it with songs. Still, that's my task. It's gonna take a long time because I'm really taking my time to curate some good music, and then I have to do work to get it to actually be on the station. Um, so it's a slow go, but it's fun. I really am enjoying this, and I still believe that this is something that's going to be fantastic if I keep going.
Yeah. What
When
do
I
you mean
keep
if you keep
going,
going? As you keep going.
as I keep going,
Yes.
it's gonna be. It's just
Onward and upward, Steve. You know.
there's so many people that are really good at their instrument or their craft, and that also never ends. The discovery of all these other people out there.
Oh yeah.
And
No doubt.
that's the juice for me. When I find that, that gets me excited. Like, "Oh, man, everybody's" just like a little kid, like, if you hear a song, you love it, you want everybody to hear it.
Yeah.
Same thing. Um, and, yeah, there's so much good stuff. So, I still have the campaign, the Indiegogo thing going. I haven't really been promoting it. I'm gonna try
Got to
and
start
promote it a
advertising
little bit
that,
more.
man. You got to get that thing rolling.
Yeah, because I can build makeshift booths like I have right now.
And you
But I
got
really need
telephones.
to
You need like telephones ringing in the background and like people answering the phone, like a telethon. All right, guys,
Yeah,
we're almost there. You got to have the little meter in the back, showing dollars. That's what you got to do, Steve.
something like that, yeah.
Got to do it maybe live in a bar, like Price is Right. Like a live rendition.
Hmm, yeah, I'll put that
Come
on the
on
notes.
down. You can donate money to the Steve Witcher radio station. Yeah. Whether it
It
be a
really is
dollar or
very
a
much
thousand.
it really is very much the Steve Witchell radio station right now. It's
Yeah.
just like it's songs that I think are
That's
great.
why I said WSWR,
Yeah.
because it'd be Steve Witcher radio.
So what yeah, it's songs that I love, that I think are
Yeah.
great songs that other people obviously love too, but that
And if
that are
they
just
don't,
great
too
songs.
bad. It's Steve Witcher radio. I'll play what I
Right.
want.
But it's I have a very diverse taste. I love hard
Yes,
rock
you do.
and metal and
Yep.
easy listening and pianos and jazz, whatever. I love all music. So, it's not it really leans towards rock, um, but there's stuff in there that is kinda on the fringe of, "Yeah, that's kind of rock."
Okay.
So that's
Rockish.
what I'm doing, Tony, is I'm going through, like, every day and picking a bunch of songs and doing the work and getting it on the station, and then I go in my other room and I play, baseball on my Nintendo and I listen to it. Just listen to how everything's flowing, how does
Mhm.
everything sound, um, does everything fit with the other song, and then I'm making some playlists too and trying to do segues that are cool and stuff. And I made a bunch of IDs, like this is Cover Band Central IDs, but not me. I used AI, and it sounds great, man.
I'm sure it does, man. I can't wait to hear it.
The AI, I got a good female voice to do. You're listening to Cover Band Central Radio.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was really cool. Um, and then today I decided I'm gonna stick in like movie clips, just like quick movie clips from that are music related or cover related or something.
Hmm.
So I found one from School of Rock today that was good. Um, just to be a little bit more multimedia.
There she
But
blows.
but yeah, I'm just listening to it. See, do I enjoy this? Would I listen to this station? I want to know that as a listener. So
Right,
I'm
so you
taking
gotta make sure that Cover Band Central Radio doesn't suck.
yeah, yeah, before I go blabbing it to everybody. But I'm gonna tell everybody soon. I'm gonna share the link anyway and let people
Excellent.
listen because it's there's enough stuff and there's like 120 songs on there, so there's enough
Yeah.
to keep it kind of fresh for a while you're listening.
10 sets of music right there.
Yeah,
Not
basically,
quite.
yeah,
Not quite, but almost.
yeah. So yeah, good stuff. So if you've listened this far to this podcast right here, then you're going to enjoy this. And I hope that you will go check it out and visit the Indiegogo and throw in a few bucks to make this spectacular. Because what's really needed here, Tony, is the marketing of it, the advertising of this to let people know that it exists, and
Yes.
that costs money.
Like with anything, Steve.
Yeah, and that costs
Gotta get
money.
the word out to the masses.
So that's what we need to raise money for, mainly.
Yep.
Um,
Big social
but
media campaign coming.
yeah, but yeah. In the meantime, just having fun with it, loading songs. I think this is going to be something.
Oh, it's gonna be something, Steve.
It's going to be something.
It's already something.
It's already something. That's for sure. Mm.
Wait till you get a load of this.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with me.
That's what's going on in the world of Steve Witchell.
That's about it.
That's all you got.
Coming to Jersey, covered that. Radio, gigging.
Yep.
We had a girl come play with us on Saturday
As a sub?
as a sub. We needed somebody in a pinch, and I put a post up in the group and got somebody. It's a young girl in her late 20s. Um, she's a music teacher. It's got to be weird. I've done it, but it's got to be weird to just come into a big city like that and go to a club and play with a band for the first time, meet these people for the first time, and play in that club for the first time. And it was a long day Saturday. We ended at like 10:30. She tapped out.
And cold, no rehearsal. Here's the set.
No
Go.
rehearsal, no nothing. She sent me I sent her a bunch of song lists. She sent me back her
Which
basic master list.
right?
That's it. Showed up and grab a mic, check 1, 2. That's it. You're in. Let's go.
Wow.
Um, and that's yeah.
And you said she tapped out at out of
She
10
tapped out
sets?
around 9:30 maybe. She and couldn't blame her. She's used to doing 3-hour gigs, 4-hour gigs.
Hmm,
But she was very good. She's well trained. She's a music teacher too. She teaches piano and theory, and she does other kinds of gigs. She has like more of a swing band that she sings with,
'kay.
and I think another cover band. But she knew a lot of songs, and she was great. Great voice, good stage presence.
Awesome.
She dressed well. She came in as a pro, and that's something when you're like 27 years old to be able to do that. You're gonna get work.
Absolutely, I just saw a thing about getting work and keeping work, and it's like you can get a gig, but how do you keep the gig? And it's like, the 3 things, right? You gotta be good at your instrument, you gotta be easy to get along with and be a fun hang, and you gotta be, like, consistent and dependable. Those seem to be, like, any 2 out of those 3 things, you'd be successful,
Mhm.
and, don't be so quick to have a beer next to the your amp or your hi-hat stand, because when you're a hired gun, that may be frowned upon, sort of thing, like, you're expected to be professional, and, and like you said,
A beer? Did you say a beer?
a beer, yeah, not a
A beer.
beard, unless you had, like, a fake one, it was Halloween, you could take, like, your beard off and hang it up, because it gets in the way when you play, at least for me it does, and then I take it put it back on when you're done.
Mm,
But they were saying, like, in a lot of these pro situations, like substance abuse is zero tolerance for any of that kind of stuff. Like you can't, you got to be like bring your A game to the gig. If you're getting hired to do a gig, like you said, hey Steve, I want to hire you to do this gig. It pays $500. Here's the songs you got to learn, and it's at this place. You can't show up like pre-gamed with a buzz on, late. Like red flags that Steve's not going to be. Won't be hiring Steve again.
sure. Yeah.
And like the big thing for drummers is always like by the time the first guy from the band gets there, the drummer should already be like halfway set up, if not completely set up, you know,
Agreed.
because he's got the most stuff to bring, right? So you want to have him up and running. So when sound check time, it's not like I just got here, guys. Sorry, I need 45 minutes now before I'm ready to start sound checking.
Mm, yes. Um, she did all those things. She got lost, she said, walking through the corridor, so she was a little bit late, but not really late. She was just later than I had
But again, 2 of
told
the
her to
3
be there.
things, right? So she might be late, but if she elevated the energy on stage and it was a good hang and she contributed musically to the band and it was a great night, then then she'd still brought 2 of the 3 things.
Yeah, which is really actually hard to find in Bourbon Street,
Mm,
um, for especially for singers. So I think she's working with us again this weekend. I think maybe Saturday and Sunday, but she doesn't want to do the long, super long days. So she might tap out again, or we might just schedule her for just the day shift and then let her, go. So,
sure.
um,
And then what do you do in that instance then? You have to cover it with all male vocals for the rest of the show?
yeah, we had Travis is our main singer, but he has some dates he can't do this month, I guess. So she's going to come in. We have this other girl, Cece, that sings with us, but Travis is generally the only male. I've been picking up a lot of it though. Like if
Mhm.
Travis isn't there, we have a female singer, and there's a song that Travis would normally sing. I'm doing them. I'm doing a lot of them lately, and it's fun. I like it. I like challenging myself that way. Um,
Yeah, well, dude, since that gig you saw me at where I had to sing that whole gig because our singer had laryngitis, I picked up probably 5 or 6 songs since then that I now sing, you know?
mhm.
Just because it's in my range, it's easier for me to sing than for him to sing, it's just that's the thing, like, people don't realize that with the band, it's like, if you have multiple singers in the band, it's good to kinda go around the horn and see, like, what songs fit whose voice best, and this way, one person doesn't have to sing everything?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the best. Vocals. If you have good vocals, you're going to be a good band.
Yeah.
You need
Oh,
good
yeah.
vocals.
Yep.
It's paramount, to that. But yeah, I've been singing a lot of stuff I've never sung before, and like I'm
That's
just
great.
going, let me try it.
Yeah.
I pull up the lyrics, boom, let's do it. Is it, if I think it's probably within my range, let me try it. Um, so yeah, uh, good crowds now. It's fall, so
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
busier now, and yeah, good stuff. But I like it's changing all the time. All these different people that come in and out that you work with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just gotta enjoy the journey, man. Because that's the whole thing down there, right? It's like you play with so many different people, you get to experience so many different players and flavors and energies and stuff, it's exciting, it's fun. It's
Hmm.
like the opposite of the consistency of having, a band that has all the same personnel all the time, you know? Like, there's
Yeah,
something to be said for each, right? When you have a band that's like a well-oiled machine and you can just go and do it and it's like, effortless and it sounds good and you're constantly improving on it, that's great too. But it's also fun to play with people you never played with before, or don't get to play with that often or have someone else new in the band. It's just different.
yeah, yeah. I love it. Keeps me interested.
Steve loves it. He loves LA.
Yeah, uh,
Louisiana, baby.
yeah. It's nice now. It's getting a little cooler. Um, and space the Mets are in the playoffs, so that's what my focus is right now.
And the hurricanes have subsided, so you're good.
Yeah, we didn't get hit. The last one, Helene, was more Florida and a lot of damage in North Carolina, Georgia,
Yeah, but you got the one
Tennessee.
before that.
There was one before that, and was nothing
Not
happened
not terrible?
for
No?
for me. Not even the power didn't go out. Nothing.
Oh,
It
that's
was
not
fine.
bad, that's good.
It was
You're
it was fun
fortunate,
to
Steve.
watch though. It's
Yeah,
fun to watch
hurricane parties, man.
when it's windy. When it's really windy, it's kind
Mhm.
of cool. Seeing the palm trees swaying. Um, yeah, man. I don't really have much else to talk about.
Well, that's okay, Steve. We don't need to sit we've imparted enough wisdom for the evening with Cover Band Central, although you'd probably some things we wanna pimp, right? Like,
The radio
radio
station,
station. We
yeah,
talked about radio station a lot, we definitely wanna get the funding up for that.
yeah, yeah. I would, yeah. I'm going to share the link and try to get some people to listen to it and see what they think. Try to get some feedback, and they'll know now it's a real thing, at least. Like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah, and
actually a
drummers, come on, man. We got Keeping Time with Tony. We're gonna dedicate a special block of time just to drum songs. So,
yeah.
even a dollar. I mean, listen, Steve, gu guitar players, bass players, keyboard players, singers, they're all great musicians. I love them all. But drummers, man, there's something about drummers, like they bond together, they band together. So I'm gonna put that out there and say, I'm putting a message out to all the drummers out there, man. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this radio station started. Let's get some funds happening. This way we can have Keeping Time with Tony. All your favorite drummers, new, old, modern, whatever it is, it's going to be all the favorites.
I like it. I like it. So
Yeah.
get in touch with us at coverbandcentral.com or
Get in touch with your checkbook and write one out. The radio station.
yeah, I'll have the link for the Indiegogo. Definitely, it's cool. If you want to throw in a few bucks, and there's more information about it there when you see the Indiegogo page. You can check out on
Just
your
remember, when you
video and
spend
nice
money
long.
and support things, it comes back to you, Steve, right? So that
See, I think
$5
this is something.
contribution. Phew.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw a political ad that said just $5, contribute that, and you can change everything. So it's kind of true. It will
It
help.
is, but the $5 you contribute to the Government Central radio station, I can assure you, will go to much better use than the $5 you contribute to your political party's agenda.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah,
Because
it's
they're
cool
not going to
music.
spend anything for music, exactly. So if you're a
I think the
musician,
yeah.
vote for Steve.
I
Vote for
think people are
Government
gonna
Central
dig this,
Radio.
man. I'm picking some really cool tunes and some really great performers out there, some great bands that I had never heard of,
Yeah.
like, and that have millions and millions of views on YouTube, some of them. Like,
But
they're
what's great about that too, Steve? Like, I saw an interview with Steve Vai, right? And he said, like, "Hey, like in modern by modern day standards, there's so many people on the internet that make me sound old, you know." But and he's kind of laughing, but he's saying like it's just the landscape's ever changing, But you can't take away all of the great things that like him and Eddie and Ingve, and Eric Johnson, like all the things that they contributed, that maybe they're not playing like the fastest possible, things that you could possibly play now. It seems like the internet's a lot of that too, like who could play the fastest. But there's also a
right.
lot of super creative, super talented people out there pushing the art form, and we can all learn from that. That's what he was saying. It's like, as much of a master as Steve Vai is, he's like, I'm learning new things, from YouTube,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
great,
yeah,
you know?
it's crazy. You go down that rabbit hole, man, you're just gonna
Yeah.
learn, you'll never get out. I love
But
it.
that's I
That's
mean,
another
the
thing.
the the knowledge is at your fingertips.
Yeah, yeah, what an amazing time we live in that we can do that. All right, yeah, so we'll wrap this up, whatever. Coverbandcentral.com
It's a wrap.
is the place to go for all the stuff that you need to know. Where is my freaking banner?
And pretty soon there'll be radio. Keep it going, Steve. Come on.
Right, that's good. Oh, look at
Coverbandcentral.com with
that.
Steve Antonio. Yo, yo, here we go. Let's go. Start contributing some dough
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
to the CBC
Give us your money.
radio.
Go to the page, go to the group, go to Instagram, go to the TikTok, all that stuff, and we'll see you next time.